Hey Mill City, we want to welcome you to a new video series that we're going to be doing over the next few weeks where we're going to get to know some of our leaders a little bit better at Mill City Church. And in this series, what we hope to do is to spotlight some of our staff members and other leaders at Mill City Church and just help you get to know them a little bit better and to know their heart, their passion for ministry, and a little bit of their life story. And we'll talk about some serious things, but we'll also talk about a little bit of fun things as well. And so for our very first episode, we have our own Robbie Merkosky. And so Robbie Merkosky is our media director, but he has his hands in a lot of other things too at Mill City. And so we're going to get to know you a little bit better today, Robbie. So just very quickly,
let's get started.
Just tell us very quickly, overview. Who is Robbie?
Well, so my name is Robbie. I'm 30 years old, and I've been in Lowell for about 8 years now, in the Lowell area. And in just a couple weeks, I'll be marrying Carla Lima, and so I'm excited about that too. So that's just a very quick overview.
Very quick overview. We're going to go a little bit deeper though. So talk about your role at Mill City, because you do have your hands in many different things. But so just help us know a little bit more of what are the primary ways in which you serve and lead at Mill City and Christian Student Fellowship.
Yeah, well, so I actually moved up here to be a part of Mill City Church because I work as a collegiate missionary with the North American Mission Board. And so I do lots of on-campus work with students in campus ministry. And so I do discipleship with students there. I work as a media director at Mill City Church. So that's doing videos like this, doing other kinds of videos, other kinds of print media, lots of, so anything design related with the church. And then I'm in the office every day doing discipleship and other things as well in the course of a week.
And you've been leading a community group as well for the last couple of years.
So that's fun too.
This guy is really big in mentoring and discipling. He invests in a lot of guys, both younger than him as well as older than him. He's such a great model with that. Very much appreciate your example. All right, so very quickly, tell us about the pathway that led you to being a staff member at Mill City. So how in the world did you get, because you come from Mississippi, you went to the University of Southern Mississippi where I went to school. So how in the world did you get from being a college student at Southern Miss to being a staff member here at Mill City Church?
That's a great question. I was about to say, you tell me.
I'm gonna let you answer it.
Yeah.
So.
No, so I went to Southern Miss, and everybody at Southern Miss knows who Chris James is as far as at the BSU. And so
so what's BSU?
That's the Baptist Student Union.
Okay,
and
campus
so that
ministry.
was the campus ministry I was a part of. And so from my first year there, I was able to hear Chris speak at one of the retreats, and so I got to know him through that. And then over the course of my time at Southern Miss, where I was studying computer science, over those 4 years, I just could sense that that wasn't where I wanted to go with my life. And so my junior year, I think there was an opportunity where you were going to be down speaking at Southern Miss. And so I just reached out to you, and through conversations with my campus minister, he directed me to you, and we talked a little bit about what it would look like to do ministry after I graduated. And so you told me a little bit about what it would look like, and pretty much after that conversation, I had decided, all right, this is what I want to do. I want to move my life to a cross-cultural context and start seminary, learn what it means to do ministry in somewhere that's not the Bible Belt. And then over the next year and a half, I was doing the applications and filling out paperwork and things like that to come up here and work with Mill City Church and with Christian Student Fellowship.
Yeah, it's kind of interesting because I travel a lot and speak on different campuses in the South and different places across the country, and I'll have a lot of conversations with students that will show interest in possibly doing ministry in a different location, but a lot of times it just kind of fizzles out. And so I didn't really think much of it whenever you first talked to me. I just thought, okay, here's another one I'm talking to, but you actually followed through with it, and then after moving here, I didn't know how long you would actually stay, but you've been
I
here.
didn't either.
But you've been here for 8 years now, and
Yeah.
with no sign of moving anywhere. And so it's just a really neat story. All right, so talk about just very quickly, we don't have time to go into every detail, but just very quickly, how did you become a Christian? How did you come to know what the gospel is and what that means for your life?
Yeah, I was born into a Christian family. My parents both love Jesus and modeled what it looked like to be a Christian. And so from this, as long as I can remember, we were a part of church. And I remember I was pretty young. I was around 6 years old. I remember I was asking my parents. One day I asked my mom, because we had talked about like Christianity was thrown around that word. And so I just asked, what does it mean to be a Christian? And so I have a clear memory of sitting under the dining room table. I was like, hey, Mom. And so she came over and she walked me through the Roman road, and we talked about it, and I understood the gospel, that I was a sinner, that I needed salvation. And I mean, I'll be honest, I didn't have a full picture of how that would affect life. But on that day, I remember praying and trusting in Jesus, and then it's been a lifelong journey since of learning what that means for my life, of how to surrender, how to die to myself, how to live for Christ. And just to throw this in too, I would say that probably aside from then, the biggest transformation was when I was a student in college. And so just learning discipleship then and what it means to actually share that faith that I had. And so those were probably the two biggest moments as far as following Jesus with my life.
Yeah, it's one of the reasons why we're so passionate about college students here at Mill City Church, is because so many of us, our lives were changed in college. And so even for those of us who had a salvation experience before we went to college was just such a point where it just became real to us and being on mission with Jesus. And so we're passionate about compelling others to have that same sort of passion. So that kind of bridges me to the next question. So thinking about you, Robbie Merkosky, in ministry right here in the Lowell area. So what brings you the greatest joy? Like week to week, month to month, these are the things that when you experience them or see them, it just jazzes you.
Well, I would say the first thing that comes to mind is seeing people just get it. And so what I mean by that is walking with people through life, talking about issues, circumstances, things like that. And then when people begin opening up the word and really see what Jesus is calling them to do with their lives in just discipling others and taking all that they've stored up into this bank account and now sending it back out. And so when people are begin to live with an intentionality, and it's no longer just a consumer Christian, that's so exciting to see that change happen. I'd say that's probably the biggest thing.
Okay, so this is where we're going to start learning a lot more about Robbie. So you can take this whatever direction you want to take it in.
All right.
What would people be surprised to find out about you?
Surprised. Well, one thing, I don't know how surprising this is. I love singing. And so in the car, in the shower, at home, with you in the office, whatever it is, I love singing.
That really does happen, by the way. So.
I love to, I'm a gamer. I like playing video games. And so, whether that's somewhat competitively or not.
Okay, Overwatch or Fortnite?
Oh, Overwatch.
Okay.
Yeah. I was in marching band in high school. I played the trombone, and I got the joke of like, that thing's bigger than you are. And, it wasn't, by the way, but,
I was going to say it still is, but anyway.
Yeah, so like music, I really love hiking and getting outdoors. So those are a couple things. I don't know.
Okay, well, here's where it's going to get really fun, all right? So I have a list of 10 rapid fire
So I have to like answer super quick, or
You get. We're just going to go through
gonna go
these
through
very
these?
quick. No explanation really. Not room for commentary. We're just going to find out things about you.
All right.
So number one, the Christian book that has had the most lasting impact on your walk with God.
Oof. That's a good one. That's too quick. Let's see. Probably Desiring God
By John Piper.
by John Piper.
Okay, that's a good one. Okay, 3 albums you've listened to this week.
Oh gosh.
Or artists.
So Corey Wong, he's a guitar player.
Okay.
Like a funk guitar player. Jude Smith, he's more of a singer-songwriter. He just released a new single. And then something Disney. I don't know what.
It's always something
anything Disney. Yeah.
All right, favorite sitcom.
Parks and Rec.
Favorite TV drama.
TV drama. Oh gosh, my mind is blanking. I don't watch a lot of drama.
Favorite restaurant.
Favorite restaurant would be Outback.
Favorite movie franchise.
Lord of the Rings.
Preferred free day destination. Hiking in the mountains, chilling at the beach, or shopping at the mall.
Hiking in the mountains.
Okay, Hulu, Netflix, or Disney Plus.
Disney Plus.
Wow. Okay, this is a yes or no. Pineapple on pizza.
Definitely. All the time.
Okay, and lastly, a meaningful Bible verse that you just go back to over and over again in your life.
One that has stuck out the most in the last few years is Ephesians 4. And just realizing that where it says that he gave the teachers and the elders to equip the saints to do the work of the ministry, and how much that's given me hope for what I do, as well as just seeing how important it is for all of us to be involved in the mission of God. Gives hope and purpose.
All right, there you have it. Now, Mill City, you know our media director, Robbie Merkosky, just a little bit better. Great job, buddy.
We did it.
See you next time.